It is always just a pleasure to be able to speak about our Assembly Speaker. Tonight we're here to honor her because she's truly a dedicated advocate for affordable housing and for ending homelessness. Throughout her career, I'm going to tell you something you already know, but listen to it for just a minute, because you have to understand how lucky we are to have this woman as our speaker and as our representative in Sacramento. Throughout her public service career, Speaker Atkins, who has known personally what it is to live in poverty, has been a true champion for affordable housing, both in San Diego and now throughout the state of California. She, of course, is our representative for the 78th Assembly District and was recently elected Speaker of the state legislature. In 2014, Speaker Atkins has pushed for 2 items in the state budget that support housing programs. You might recall or read about the fact that one resulted in $100 million in funding in this year's multifamily housing program, which provides long-term loans for 55-year financing. This $100 million will help with new construction, rehabilitation, preservation of permanent and transitional housing for low-income Californians. She was, as you know, my predecessor on the city council, and she left some big heels to fill. I thought, just come on, let your mind go. All right, so in 2002, under her leadership, she passed the nation's first housing state of emergency in the city of San Diego, and that's something that we continue to pass to this day to keep the issue on the forefront at City Hall. At the same time, she helped approve the creation of the inclusionary housing ordinance that has produced additional affordable housing. So by our count now, has generated over $64 million in nearly 1,700 units of affordable housing, with 305 in the pipeline as we speak. Her vision when it comes to serving the homeless has literally changed lives. Her commitment is not just the political, it's not just about voting, but it's about being there on that cold morning in January every year to enumerate the number of homeless that we have in this community in order to bring more resources back to San Diego. Toni is a doer. She is the true spirit of the Housing Commission's role in the community about putting people first. And all of us, every single one of us in this room, have been touched by her work and her public service. So tonight we'd like to show our appreciation. I'm pleased to present Speaker Atkins with the San Diego Housing Commission's first ever Champion Award for affordable housing and ending homelessness. Speaker Atkins, this is for you.
Thank you, Todd, Council President. It's wonderful to be here amongst friends, and it is sort of humorous to hear the accomplishments in this crowd, mainly because this is the crowd that taught me everything I might know about affordable housing. So it's to me, it's a little odd and a little humbling, frankly, to be with this group. I look around and I see 2 decades of folks that helped me understand how to get affordable housing done. It's one thing to advocate for it, to think it's critical and it's important and to be an advocate, but it's really another to know how to do it and to work with people to get it done. And always honored to be in the presence of Leon Williams, someone who really set the tone in our city for what it means to support and advocate and work on behalf of vulnerable communities. You know, I appreciate this honor. It means a lot to me, and I had some prepared remarks, but one of the things I wanted to say is when I heard about the $100 million, you know, and people are so thrilled we got $100 million in the state of California budget for affordable housing. You know, when I was in LA on whatever night that was this week, I can't remember, but with the LA Business Council, I was thrilled to see a business council in Los Angeles wanting to focus on affordable housing. And they talked about that $100 million and $65 million from cap and trade, so $165 million this year, $75 million being put out in November, a NOFA for Prop 41. But the thing that's not great about that is, you know, when we did the work with the redevelopment agency here, that housing state of emergency, my colleague on the city council then, Ben Way, so when we did all that work, we put forward $55 million, and then we keep moving forward and put out $100 million. So $100 million for the city of San Diego, and we just passed a budget that includes $100 million for the state. We got work to do. And it doesn't replace $1 billion annually that we lost in 20% set aside from redevelopment. I'm aware of that. But tonight is a celebration of the Housing Commission and 35 years. And, you know, it takes someone like Todd to talk about the history. I, of course, was going to make an analogy that in 1979, Trivial Pursuit came out. And, you know, he's giving you real history, and I'm talking about the game Trivial Pursuit. But, you know, the work that the Housing Commission does is anything but trivial. When you talk about the numbers and $1 billion in loans and bond financing, 14,531 affordable rental units, and then, of course, as Rick mentioned, 125,000 San Diegans who are helped every single day because of the work of the commission. And, you know, for me, I respect each and every one of you. And as I said earlier, it's because you've trained me to do this work. But what I think is so important about our relationship is you are individuals, partners, and people. The commission, the staff, the partners, the sponsors, everyone mentioned by Rick Gentry and Todd Gloria, people who respect the dignity of individuals who are struggling and trying hard to be part of the American dream. It is getting harder and harder in our communities, in the big cities in California, in the rural areas. So we have work to do, and the one thing that I would say, I look forward to doing it with you. As we look forward to this next legislative year, I fully intend to push forward on a permanent source at the state level and to pick up where we left off. It's going to take a little bit of work. We've had so much support. Our partners have been incredible, from the BIAs to the chambers, just a broad group of community stakeholders supporting us. We're missing a group. I'd like the realtors to come along. It's easy, it really is. You know, the state has put skin in the game now. I think that was one of the issues. We've put skin in the game, we put money out there. And I want to also just, as I sit down, acknowledge and say thank you to my partner. We served together on the city council, but Senator Ben Waso, as we tried to work on inclusionary housing at the state, he carried my bill on the Senate side, and we got all the way to the governor on trying to work on the inclusionary housing issue at the state level. So we're going to keep working hard, and we're going to keep working hard because you've given us the support, the ability, the foundation to do that. And I'm proud to be from San Diego, proud to be working on these issues with you in Sacramento. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I'd like to ask Toni Atkins to join me and Chris Ward, representing Marty Block's office, to present a resolution, a joint resolution of the California legislature recognizing this very momentous occasion, 35 years of valiant community service to San Diego. You're not going to believe this, but I actually remember the date the Housing Commission was begun. My dad was very active with the neighborhood house. He was the director in Barrio Logan, and I grew up listening to my dad talk about important issues in my community. He often talked about city issues at dinner, and politics was something that he talked with us about all the time. And I was raised listening to him talk about Leon Williams, who's here tonight. He was our council member at the time, and many other public servants, and that kind of inspired me to want to serve in public service as well. So I remember that date, and I remember what big news it was and what it meant to communities like ours that suffered from substandard housing in so many places. And this has changed a lot of our neighborhoods, and it has changed lives, and it has given people hope. And I felt like I needed to be here tonight to recognize the best Housing Commission director and the organization. Tonight, Sal Salas is here, and he can attest to the fact that Todd Gloria, Toni Atkins, and myself, and Sal Salas, of course, is here. We're on the board that went through rigorous interviews of the directors. At the time, we were looking for a new director after Betsy Morris left. and it was such a competitive field. Directors from the best housing commissions and the largest housing commissions in the United States, and we literally got the best one. So I'd like to ask Rick if you can also come forward and accept this. And thank you for your service, and thank you to the board. Yes. Thank you to the board and the chair, Gary Granlund, for all your service and making this the best organization in the United States. Thank you.
Thank you. I promise to keep this real short, and anyone who knows me knows that that's impossible, but I'll do it anyhow. I accept this not only on behalf of today's board and today's commission employees, but on all of those board members, including council members in the past who served on our board, and all of those staff members over the last 35 years who have contributed to making this, as they've said, the best and most highly recognized housing authority in the United States. And I serve on a national commission, and I just got back from a national conference, and they couldn't say enough great things about the city of San Diego and what we do to help our less fortunate in terms of getting quality housing. So thank you very much.